Hello. Let's see who has a message for us today. I'm excited. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, we have an angel of new life. An exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. I love how bright she is, how beautiful she is, the rainbow there. And she's just emerging from this lotus as the lotus emerges deep from within the soil. An angel of vision. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. So it feels like there's something new emerging. And there may be versions of us, there may be the mind, there may be an old sight that is maybe could be understood as more of a saboteur at this point than something that can move us forward. Because at the bottom of the deck, I've never pulled this card before, and it's stunning. It's Goddess of the Sacred Path. Let go of logic and trust your intuition. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So let's see. That's a message right there, right? Where we can feel, you can't make this up. Page of Pentacles, there's a new life emerging. There is something that is you have worked on, you have manifested, right? You've had conscious thought, you've acted in alignment with that conscious thought, and that creates your manifestation. I love Billy Carson created his formula. It's CT, conscious thought, times action equals manifestation. So CT times A equals M. So your conscious thoughts and then acting on those thoughts, you're going to manifest. You're going to create something. And I love Temperance here, where things are coming in a beautiful aligned way. And this speaks of, again, angelic presence. We have two angel cards here. So this is definitely a message from the angels. Definitely a message of there's just this newness emerging. This card just flipped out. You're going to have some bright new ideas. The Ace of Swords just coming out of nowhere. This beautiful hand that's like, you know what? There's a whole new way to think of things. There's a whole new way to interact with life. Then the Fool, you cannot make this up. The Fool he begins the Fool's journey. The card fell. He begins the Fool's journey. And he decides to embark on a whole new path with his new level of enlightenment and awareness. And he says, you know what? I can try something new. I can live a new experience. There's so much more possible and available at this time. Hopefully the lighting just improved. I think so. Good. And from that, I love these cards that came out. Because actually when I shuffled, these cards came out earlier, but I put them back in the deck. Because I was like, no, I'm shuffling right now, but we're going to go with them. Then we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, he is the richest king in the deck, right? He is very abundant. And it feels like we're in this King of Pentacle energy, right? Where a king, he knows how to rule. He knows that his connection to nature and respecting of nature and respecting of the divine feminine, and that balance is what brings him his abundance. King of Pentacles here. The next couple cards that fell out, which I think are so perfect. Speaking of new life, Ace of Pentacles. Doubling down on this is a new life emerging. It feels like just feeling it each and every day, where it could be big or small things, where there's something new emerging. There's something new that happens, or you choose something differently than you have before. And this is that new life emerging. And intuitively knowing and feeling it, that's a huge part of it. That is a huge part of our signal to the universe when we are in certainty and knowing, right? Because now all the cells in our body and our energy bodies are all in resonance, all in alignment, all vibrating with this energy of something new aligning and really coming forward. And just utilizing your will. And then with the Hermit here, these are two major arcana, so two really strong energies. This is something that is really personal. It's deeply personal, and I feel like it's not going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people. And that's because not everyone has done this type of work. Not everyone has decided to take the reins and take control of their life and create their destiny and come into alignment with their soul desire and soul path, right? And realize that their fulfillment comes from authenticity, from filling your cup first. Because then you're at this beautiful overflow, and what you are offering, I'm hearing like abundance is like an offset. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I guess it's as we are pouring into ourselves and caring for ourselves, we're creating this abundant energy. And so it's just the natural byproduct of our beingness that we come into vibration, we come into frequency match with abundance. And again, at Eight of Pentacles, we have been doing the work. You have been doing the work. I feel like there's a collective who are just part of this like wave of a higher consciousness and anchoring in and bringing in this new life. Can't make this up. Triumph. This is, I believe, the Chariot. Again, it is. This is a card of triumph. This is, you have done it. Like, you have done it. You can't make this up. Material and spiritual prosperity. Just sitting back. He's not doing anything. He's already there. He's not saying, well, how am I going to get there? I need to manifest abundance and prosperity. He's already there because he knows materially comes after as a byproduct of the spiritual, right? Of that inner work that we do, that when we pour into ourselves, it's a cups, and we're at this overflow. That is the only energetic option. It is the only energy that is in alignment with us, with our choices, with our actions, that are rooted in love, that are rooted in this new life, that are trusting our intuition, and we're not relying on logic in a way that we have been really conditioned to, and understanding that miracles and blessings, these are normal things. Right? These are normal things. And I feel like Yeshua modeled that. This is normal. These are things that happen constantly. We're in a miracle right now. And seeing life, right? The angel of vision, seeing the sanctity, seeing the divinity, seeing life for what it really is. This beautiful, miraculous thing that defies logic. We try to logic our way. We try to understand all of this. You can't. Like, it defies logic. Next cards. Love it, love it, love it. I don't know the right way. But we're moving on. Okay? You're moving on from obstacles. You're moving on from challenges. You're moving on from feeling defeated. Because you are seeing the truth of everything. You're realizing that which is an obstacle, that which is maybe a challenge, is simply a reflection of an energy that you can bring back into alignment. It's simply a way, right, that if you view something as an obstacle or a challenge and you get defeated by it, you're not seeing something clearly, the angel of vision here. Whereas, right, a new life is unfolding, letting go of logic, there's an obstacle that has appeared before my path. There's something that has appeared before my path that I don't really like, I'm not really preferring. So I say, wait a second, let me take a step back. Let me come into this balance, temperance, right? Let me balance my material and my spiritual. Ace of Swords, let me allow a new way of thinking to come forward. And from there, Queen of Cups, I can trust my intuition and feel and know, oh, this is a reflection that is holding information for me, that is showing an aspect of myself to me that I can begin to integrate. And even seeing out things outside of us. Right, these are things that maybe we're beginning to see the truth of things in perhaps ways that we wouldn't have before. And it feels like as we see the truth, as we see the higher calling, as we see with spiritual eyes, or just your normal eyes, because I think we're spiritual beings having a beautiful human, spiritual, physical experience. We begin to choose differently. And that's what we talked about earlier, right? Actions, choosing. You begin to choose wisely. And it feels like celebrate. Because celebration is actually a really great signal to yourself, to your body, to the universe. You're like, hey, you know what? I've moved on from this obstacle and this challenge. And I see the truth of it. I see the truth of myself. I see... Maybe I was holding myself back. Maybe I was in some people pleasing. Maybe I wasn't being fully honest with myself or honest with another. whatever it may be, right? We're all having our unique experience, but it feels like as we make these choices and we're like, whoa, I made a different choice. Whoa, something new is emerging. Celebrate that. Celebrate the end of cycles because it's the beginning of another. And when we celebrate, we're signaling to ourselves, we're signaling to our universe, this has come to an end. I have learned this lesson. This chapter of my life has ended. Thus, a new one begins. So the celebration is really of that which is new that we are bringing in while also honoring the old. And I think that's a really powerful energy to signal to yourself, to all of that is, to all of creation. Excuse me, my throat is like a little, not as soon as I say my throat, right? Speaking our truth. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're all like speaking our truth. And this is what's bringing us into victory and success. We're saying something when like, you know what, that's not true. Or that's not right. Or this isn't, whatever it may be. Just speaking our truth. Speaking our truth about things that are untrue. So you can't make this up. I feel like I'm speaking in circles because I feel like the message is doing its own thing. I hope this is making sense. But a lot of us our throat chakras are receiving a huge activation at this time, all of us, because we are in the era of truth. We are in the era of no more secrets, of no more like holding ourselves back. And secrets can even be like all of what we are as these beautiful beings of light. And yeah, it feels like what I'm hearing, like the era of holding back is over. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, Spirit. The era of holding back, holding yourself back, biting your tongue is over. Ooh, all right. Grounding. Ooh, yes. See, this is you are anchoring into this new reality, right? We are anchoring into this new earth crystalline grid. This is happening. Like, just trust and know that this is happening. And it feels like we've done this work. Ooh! Oh my gosh, these cards are amazing. With the elixir of life. It feels like we've done this work. So now just, again, sit back, relax, and just receive. Just receive. Just receive. Anything else? Gorgeous message. The masks are being removed. Angel of vision. Concealment. The masks are coming off. So you might even feel like when you walk out in the world, things might feel different. Like you might look at someone and you've always looked at this person, you've always talked to this person, and all of a sudden you see them differently. Like you see a whole different energy. You get a whole different vision, a glimpse of you. You're like, whoa. You start to see the truth. And also with ourselves, right? When we look in the mirror, we can start to see what we are, right? We are source energy beings. We are an extension of source. We're an extension of all that is. We are not separate from anything, anyone. And our creativity is really emerging. Our passions are really sparking. This is a very beautiful time. This card keeps circling around, navigation. So I'm going to read it because this is a little oracle deck. Let me find a little, oh, here it is. No, where's the book? I don't know where the book is. Oh, here it is. Okay. Navigation, so cute. It's like a little puffer fish. I don't know, it's cute. Let's see what navigation has to say, because that card has been circling around me the whole time I was shuffling. It's time to tap into your innate navigation system and plan your trip. I like that. New life emerging, intuition, like tapping into that. And where do you want to go? What do we want to create next? What's the vision? Determine where you're heading and imagine a final destination where you see yourself at peace. After all, even the best GPS wouldn't do you any good if you don't know the address. Determine where you are right now in your life. Clarify your vision and check what attitudes will help you along the way. Again, right? With feelings, emotions, thoughts, and then action will help with the manifestation. Forming a new healthy habit doesn't come easily, but you can prevail with a strong will and determination. This card can also symbolize finding your calling and purpose in life. So just state your goal. What do you want to do? What do you want to create? Where do you want to go? And don't hold yourself back. Like don't say, oh, I can't do this or I can't create that. After all this work, after all this work that you've done, to say you can't do something is wild. It's just untrue. It's just untrue. Now, like, sure, maybe some things are a bit more difficult, but like, you know what I mean. It's just not true. This is a time of triumph and success and of just finding what you love to do and finding the people who love what you do. We're all coming into this beautiful alignment, and it's time to cut ties with anything that gets in the way of you doing what you love, of being who you are. I think I'm going to wrap this up because it feels pretty self-explanatory. Such lovely energy. All right, I'll do one more as a final confirmation for the reading, Spirit. Let's see. Can't make this up. I pulled the card of abundance. Oh my gosh. I'm going to read this one too. Oh, I love it. The field of wildflowers is so pretty. Cannot make this up. Wildflowers are not intentionally planted. They are untamed, natural, and free. Is this not everything that we're talking about with the angel of a new life and the angel of vision? This is removing those masks. This is removing those imprints that just sought to hold, that just held us back. And like, I feel like I'm like constricting, you know? Their fragrance calls bees to pollinate, finding things are energy matching. Oh my God, so excited. Their fragrance calls bees to pollinate them so that seeds are created to continue the cycle of life. So you're coming into community and meeting people, and you're going to continue, and this energy just expands and grows in a really, really beautiful way. These kinds of natural flowers don't try to be profuse and beautiful. They just are, without struggle or worry. They are abundant without effort. Prosperity is your birthright. And the grand profusion of a field of untamed flowers reminds you that a windfall is coming. It's simply a matter of aligning your vibration and frequency with that which you desire to manifest. Everything is blossoming in life. Open yourself to receive. Abundance, fulfillment, and prosperity are ready to be activated in your life. Life desires you to prosper. You are moving toward an outpouring of money, energy, time, or love. Opportunities are limitless. However, you must take action in the direction of your dreams. Don't wait for abundance to fall into your lap. Take steps. Give deeply and fully. Don't hold back. This card reveals that this is a great time to make investments. The more you give with a free and open heart, the more you will receive. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you. I feel like that's so self-explanatory. At the bottom of the deck is take those things that seem like a risk, but are they actually a risk, or are they just action aligned with the energy of abundance, which we have been intentionally severed from? Happiness, joy, abundance is your birthright. This is all I have. I feel like this is such a beautiful energy. It's so exciting, so thrilling. Congrats. Celebrate today. I think I'm going to celebrate And I don't know, maybe I'll have like a cup of tea and watch. I've been interested in like this little. I've been interested in like learning about turquoise jewelry. So and there's this really great guy on YouTube, Jason Adams. I think I'm gonna watch some of his like live stream and celebrate with like tea. Whatever celebration is to you. It can be hugging a tree. It can be taking a nap. Celebrate. Congrats. I love you.